London. It is the capital of the United Kingdom, and its political, cultural and economic centre. London is located on the banks of the River Thames in southern Britain. It is the largest city in Europe and one of the largest cities in the world. It includes many museums, palaces and ancient monuments. London has a rich history, full of medieval and Victorian features. It is one of the most attractive cities for tourists. London is characterized by many wonderful tourist and archaeological attractions in addition to entertainment places. Big Ben Watch. Big Ben is one of the most famous and oldest tourist attractions in London. It was built in 1858. The most important thing that it is considered a symbol of universal time. The clock tower is distinguished by its majestic construction and magnificent architecture. Its height of 96 meters, and the sound of its ringing bells roaming around the British capital, London. Tower Bridge. It is the most famous suspension and drawbridge in the world, and one of the most famous historical sites in Britain. This bridge connects the two banks of the River Thames. Its construction dates back to the period from 1886 to 1894. The bridge is known for its style, which combines Gothic and Victorian style in its grand architecture. The length of the bridge is 244 meters with the two towers. It is 65 meters high, making it the highest bridge in the world. Tower of London. It is a great historical castle, located on the north bank of the River Thames in the centre of London. It was built in 1066 to be a centre and fortress for the City of London, and is a symbol of the power of the ruling family in the country. The castle is considered one of the outstanding architectural masterpieces in London, with its distinctive construction, high walls, sturdy towers, and unique location. London Eye. It is a giant rotating observation wheel, dating back to 1999. It is located on the south bank of the River Thames in London. It is 135 meters long, and attached to this wheel are 32 small cabins for 25 people. This amazing wheel offers panoramic views of the entire city of London, making it a destination for many tourists. Westminster Palace. It is one of the most important and oldest palaces in London, and one of its most prominent landmarks, and it is the headquarters of the British Parliament. This palace dates back to the 19th century. The Palace of Westminster is distinguished by its unique architectural design, which combines neo-Victorian architecture with Gothic architecture design. Westminster Abbey. It is one of the largest churches in London and the most famous religious place in the United Kingdom. Westminster Abbey was built between 1245 and 1272. Westminster Abbey is famous for its elegant Gothic style and its inclusion of a group of statues and ancient tombs, which number up to 450, for the most famous symbols of the world in the fields of science, literature and culture. St. Paul's Cathedral. It is one of the most famous ancient religious monuments in Britain. It was built in the 17th century. This cathedral is an architectural masterpiece, with its ornate ceilings, arched walls, and majestic dome, which is considered one of the highest domes in the world. St. Paul's Cathedral is the site of several historical events for the state of England, such as the official funeral of Sir Winston Churchill, and the wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer. Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is known around the world as the center of patriotic ceremonies in the British monarchy. This palace is considered one of the most luxurious and important royal palaces in the world, dating back to 1761. It is considered the official residence of the British monarchs. In front of Buckingham Palace, there is the Queen Victoria Memorial, which was erected in 1901 in honor of Queen Victoria on the anniversary of her death. It is considered one of the most famous historical monuments in London. The British Museum. The British Museum is the oldest and most prestigious museum in London and the world. This museum was built in 1756 and is distinguished by its large area and unique design. The British Museum is classified as one of the best and most important tourist places in England. It displays many historical and archaeological treasures of different civilizations and peoples, which number up to 13 million artifacts. One of the most famous and most popular archaeological collections included in the Museum for Tourists is the Middle East and North Africa collection, which represents the civilizations of Sheba, Phoenicia, Mesopotamia, and the Pharaonic civilization of Egypt. Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square is one of the most famous tourist attractions in London. It is a public square located in the heart of the city, dating back to the 13th century. It is a very beautiful and spacious square, and it is frequently visited by tourists. It includes many wonderful water fountains, in addition to statues and distinctive artistic sculptures. The National Museum and Gallery in Trafalgar Square is one of the prestigious and prominent museums in London and the world. It is one of London's most important cultural and artistic landmarks, with its wonderful and rare collections, which now number more than 2,000 paintings. This magnificent National Gallery contains an impressive collection of paintings, collected from Western Europe between the 13th and 19th centuries, by the most famous painters of the world. Natural History Museum. The Natural History Museum is one of the most important archaeological museums in London. This museum was established in 1881. It includes a large collection of exhibits that display the natural history of the Earth for centuries. This world-famous museum is one of the museums specialized in the classifications and biodiversity of the Earth. It also includes many remains of huge dinosaur skeletons. The museum includes about 80 million different samples of animals, plants, insects, extinct organisms and geological remains. Victoria and Albert Museum. The Victoria and Albert Museum is one of the largest museums in London and the world for various design arts, dating back 3,000 to 5,000 years of human history. The museum displays the artworks of many historical and contemporary cultures around the world. The museum displays about 2 million local and international artifacts. Piccadilly Circus. This square is one of the most famous squares in London. It is located in the Westminster district. It is an intersection of 4 main streets in the city. The square is famous for the Shaftesbury Memorial Fountain, which is topped by a statue of Anteros, known as the god of love Eros, whose construction dates back to 1892. The square also includes many international cinemas, cafes and restaurants, in addition to a selection of international branded shops. I hope you enjoyed this short trip to London. To see more, please subscribe. Thank you for following up.